Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hope everybody's having a good one. Somebody give me a 5 for 5 in there if you would. That would be great. Hey everybody, good to see everybody. This is going to be a really quick one, guys. I just wanted to give you an update because of things that are actually happening real quick. Also wanted to remind you guys, we're doing an interview over on the Lifeboat here in about an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes. So I'll give you guys a link to the channel here in just a few minutes, but just wanted to remind everybody of that too. So, but anyway, okay, thank you for the 5 for 5, guys. Good to see everybody that's in here. I'm sorry that I'm going to just jump right into it, but guys, this is the Schumann. I believe, we got some missing data here, but I think this was there yesterday. I'm not sure why. There's no date here, so I don't think it's missing. I think they've just moved their graph, and they just forgot somehow some sort of technical glitch here. It just didn't go over here instead of, because that's what they do. About every 24 to 48 hours, they just kind of move this thing forward. So we're not missing data, because if we were, it would say 11.9 right here. Nothing's there. So I don't think this is a missing data issue. Plus, I showed it to you yesterday. It was there yesterday. So just want to let you know, there's not really much going on with this, though. So, but the solar storm is hitting right now, I believe, and I'll show you why I think that. It is a little bit late, which actually could lend to maybe it being a little bit weaker. If it is, it's not going to be much weaker, But I would say that the top level that we might see would be a G2, and I'll just leave it at that. That's my opinion. It's not, I can't just blanket that across everything, but I'm kind of looking at the G2 for this one, and again, it's just my opinion. And I also wanted to show you guys this. If you guys look over here, they will give you the percentage of the chance of these things happening, okay? It says G2 moderate geomagnetic storms are likely on October 11th, with G1 minor storm conditions likely on the 12th, due to an anticipated arrival from a CME. So you guys can read this, and they'll actually even give it a percentage, okay? A lot of times in their reporting here. I think there was what did they say, like a 35 or a 45% chance of a G2 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was saying when I was reading it earlier. But, there's always a percentage given, because it's just like a weather forecast. It really is, guys. There's nothing that's 100% correct all the time. You just can't. It's not ever gonna happen that way. We can't even get it right with our own local weather. You know what I mean? It's just a difficult thing to do. So that's why they do the forecasting and percentage like that. But remember last night I was showing you guys this. That was probably from a preceding coronal hole that gave us a little bit of a bump. Okay, so that's kind of what you're seeing there, right there on that. Anyway, see how we kind of tailed back off, but now I noticed this earlier. This popped up pretty quick. I do think this is the beginning, and I'll show you why. If we look at the X-rays up here, guys, not really a whole lot's popping off the sun right this second. And stuff that is actually going off to which would be the west limb of the sun. But we'll go over here to the Discover data, and this is where, this is data points, right? This is what we look at. If you really want to know with stuff's hitting, you can't always go off of visual. You really need to look at the data and understand what we're looking at. So this is density, right? The orange. 4 is what we consider normal. Anything above would be elevated. But, I've quit even worrying about what's elevated here, because we can get hit with 40 centimeters cubed and get the same thing with 3. A lot of it is dependent on this BZ, the phi angle itself, when it's flipping, and the speed. Okay, a lot of that's very dependent on that. It all has to come together. Notice up here, look what's happened. Our BZ wasn't in the -6. This is the angle of our magnetic field, right? That's how, when we're pointed towards the south, that's usually when we take the big, harder hits. So that's what this is showing you. It's pointed towards the south. -6 or more is what we look for, and it's stayed there for quite some time now, a few hours. So, plus all this other stuff is reacting at the same time. The phi angle, okay, itself switched. See how it's doing it? See how it did it pretty slow? Now, I don't want to say it did it slow. When it flips polarity, it does it like immediately, but when it gets down further, if it does a harder shift like that, sometimes you'll see it go from here all the way to there. This kind of just tapered off to where it's at now. Now that's indicative of a CME arrival. So that's kind of what you would expect to see. Plus, you got your density here, you got your wind speed. Now everything here is actually kind of in normal range, but given what I just said there, let me go back over here and show you. Now, I will say this real quick. Sunspot. It actually lost its friends. It must have made him mad. Because his friends are gone. So it has nobody to play with. So it's really not at any kind of very big risk to flare or anything. Plus, I'm also seeing a lot of other channels covering this, which is great. But they're using the wrong words. Again. I don't know why they keep calling it, we're waiting on a flare to hit. Sorry, but the flare hit 2 days ago and is gone. And I used to make the same mistake. I just wish that everybody would try to, once they've been told that that's a different thing than a CME, and they happen a lot at the same time, but they're two different things. So that's what I would say to that. Just, if you guys see people calling it a flare, just be polite about it and just try to help them understand that it's two different things. That was one of the biggest things we learned from the Carrington event. That the flare itself was different than the CME. Is anybody else buffering? Let me check. See what my stream strength is like. I don't think it's on my end. Gary? Okay. Just making sure it wasn't on my end so I could, if it was, I could try to make some adjustments. But sorry about that, Gary. Try to refresh, brother. And it might, thanks, Tommy. Rippy, Arizona. Okay, so anyway, this right here is really, after I looked at the data, I could tell, like I said, I could pretty much tell you we're starting to get hit. But this right here just confirms it. This is our magnetic field. Obviously, it doesn't normally look like that because we're starting to get this energy. The plasma's arriving. You're going to start seeing waves come in. Now, this is the velocity, kilometers per second. Notice how we kind of flatten out. You see how our bow shock kind of does that? You'll see that quite often because we're actually pushing back against that CME. So what happens is, instead of it being more of an arc around, sometimes our magnetic field will actually start winning that battle a little bit, and you'll see this kind of flatten out a little bit. But when we start getting really, really hit, you'll see that that'll actually bend back around. It'll become pretty much straight line. But this is the density. Obviously, this is one also that you're going to notice. It's going to be a pretty significant change here. I'm just going to see how it's starting to hit there. And it is. I really think this is the arrival of it. Because this isn't normal conditions. This isn't what we usually see when we look at this. So this is definitely what I would expect to see with the beginning of a CME impact. Pressure, obviously, you're going to see the same thing. So, yeah, and this is what everybody understands the most, is magnetic pressure. See how that kind of flipped out? See that? I think that's pretty cool when it does that. But watch it start building. Right there on the end, it really started building pretty good. So, and this is going to react. This is when this thing gets into full effect, man, you're going to see. I've shown you guys these things when they go pretty crazy before, but with CME impacts, you'll definitely notice it. Something else I haven't shown you guys in a minute, and I'm going to show it to you real quick, is the Australian model. Shout out to my Aussies. Love my Aussies. But this is their Magnetosphere model. Now, this one's very simple, and that's why I like it. Okay, that's the bow shock. Okay, this is the satellite line. Up here is your density and your wind speed. It gives you everything right here. There's your BZ. So when that's in -6 or bigger, obviously that's when we take the bigger hits. So this really does give you a really simple way to look at it. And you can go back days, you can go forward days, whatever you want to do here. But it definitely is a great tool, in my opinion. I've seen us push back hard enough that this bow shock goes off of this chart towards the front. I've seen it get compressed enough that it almost hits us right there. So, yeah, it actually measures the distance here. I believe these are Earth radiuses. Okay? What that means is, if people don't know the math on that, a radius is from the middle of a sphere to the edge. Okay? Basically, you take the diameter and you cut it in half. Okay? So, that's 5 Earth radiuses. And usually they'll say RE. Yep. See this? There it says RE. That stands for Earth radius. Just so everybody knows. But yeah, so here's the geoelectric field model. Now, something I'm noticing here, guys. Remember, I told you guys the magnetic field is not consistent. Okay? It varies. It will vary in strength. It'll get cracks. It'll get holes all over the place, right? So, watch here. Watch how most of this is space weather's effect on our electrical grid, or unnatural electrical components is what the term that they use. You'll see how it's kind of, we're taking a stronger hit right here in this section of our country. At least those of us that live over here in the USA. So you see what's happening there? So what that's telling me is that either this model is having some issues, or right now, because of our BZ and the strength of our magnetic field in this area, that might be why we're seeing a harder hit here. And we are on the day side right now. Now, I know that most of the United States is going to be dark here in just a few minutes, which is actually a good thing as far as what we're going to see with any kind of power issues or anything like that. But I want to show you guys the aurora too, because this is the other thing I point to you guys to show you that we're getting hit. See how this is actually on a major increase right now? I do look for these auroras to come down pretty far. They're talking down towards New York and Oregon. Rip's in there. What's up, Rippy? He lives out there on the West Coast, and he might get a chance to see some of this if he's got good weather. So, yeah, I mean, even last night, you could see how it was coming right across the border there. Now, right here on the end, watch it increase. And you're starting to see yellows and oranges peak up there. That's just another point to show you guys that, yes, we're getting solar weather. So, just wanted to point that out. So, let's go ahead and take a look at seeds real quick. That's the 10th. All right, that was yesterday. That's going off to our right. Nothing's happening there. Obviously, this is today. We had one blow off here on the west side too, well, the east side of the sun. I haven't really looked at that a whole lot yet. It doesn't look to be too significant, but again, it could be. But I haven't seen any kind of big flaring. If we go back to here, you can tell because it's not showing any extra X-ray. So. We'll just leave it at that. Now, let's what we can do is look at the side view. This is stereo A. So that did blow off, but it does look like it's going to sail north of us, and probably it's going that way, because that's probably the same one I just showed you. It looked like it was going to the right from our perspective. This one. So I don't think that's going to hit us. All right. Now, actually, here at spaceweather.com, guys, go give them some love. Their link is in my description, every video. They're talking about the same thing I just told you. So, it is a little bit late by like 3 hours, but again, that they give themselves a plus minus 7 hours anyway. So, they're pretty much dead on with this one, guys. I mean, they're doing a good job forecasting this one, just have to say. So, anyway, as you're looking at this is the one that gave us a C flare that was even, it was actually on the opposite side of us. In other words, it crested the limb. It wasn't facing us, but it still was big enough that gave us some X-ray when it exploded. Or erupted, I should say. If we go down here, no noctilucent clouds, nothing to talk about there. Near-Earth objects, not really much going on here either, guys. So nothing new, nothing, substantial. I know everybody's talking about, these asteroids that were found and all that. I've been looking into that a little bit, and I don't think it's all that big of a deal. Just to be honest with you, I don't think we have anything to worry about. That's what I will say. Okay. But again, I'll look into it some more. I don't want to state that that's exactly what's going to happen until I really research it out. So, but earthquakes. Now I know exactly what we're talking about here, guys. Okay. So this is we had a decent one here in Alaska last night, shortly after I got off stream. Everybody was talking. It was a 6.9. It actually rang in higher than that at the beginning. It was like a 7 or something, 7.1. And but anyway, obviously people get kind of concerned with tsunamis. There was never no tsunami. When it first happened, they always look at that, and what they'll do is typically they'll say, maybe there is like a tsunami. The lowest level of a warning you could get is what I'm trying to say, whatever they call it. And then that's what they did, and then they quickly even took that off once they realized it wasn't really a threat. So, but I want to show you guys something I don't usually show you guys a whole lot. This is the buoy center, the National Buoys. Okay, this is what we look at. They've got all these buoys out here, right? And they're measuring wake height, and that's what they're doing here. That's the purpose of these. Now, the yellow ones mean that they're getting data within the past 24 hours. The red ones, those means that they're pretty much inactive. They're not working. They're not doing anything. So you can look at the key down here, and it'll tell you that. Stations with no data in the last 8 hours. 24 hours for tsunami stations. Okay? You got historic data if you see any orange ones. And then you get stations with recent data. And then when they're blinking like that, it's a tsunami station in event mode. So we had 3 of them, and this is why we look at this, because we had 3 of them right around that earthquake that went into event mode. So you can click on these and you can see them. And I really don't understand the technical part here. What they're talking about wave height, but the time has to be involved here too. And I don't understand it enough to try to explain it to you. But this is what they look for. And so anytime you come over here to this, you'll see this. Okay, if they're blinking, that means they're in event mode. That means something's happening. Now, either that or it's having a malfunction. That's happened before too. So, but one thing I do want to point out. This one popped off, and it was like, I think it was at I can't remember what latitude it was. Let me go back over here. 156. The one that popped off in Hawaii was almost at the same the same position. Okay, so like right on top of each other, right here. And I know we look at stuff like that, and I was trying to explain to you guys, they don't always just go in straight lines like that. And I don't know if that is significant in any way, but it was the one that happened in Hawaii, I think, was at 155 west. This one is at 156. So yeah, the longitude on that is longitude and latitude on that is I guess they could be related because they did happen like a day apart, not even 24 hours because they were both on here at first. So I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to bring you guys all that and let you guys see it. So, so let me do this real quick. Let's let me go over here real quick, guys. Oh, goodness gracious. So yeah, this thing is hitting, okay, just so you guys know. Now, guys, I'm going to be doing an interview over here on the Lifeboat. You guys know that I'm helping Tommy run the channel. He is doing a great job, and this thing is taking on its life of its own. We're trying to help people, and it's helping. We get people in there every day, just about in the live streams, trying to get past addiction and needing help, and it's like a big group, guys, just so you know. Please come over here and watch this live stream. We're going to be doing an interview here in about an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link here to the channel, if you guys could, please come over here and give it a shot. I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you guys know anybody that is having addiction issues, if you got family members that are having issues, you just want to know, information, if you want help, people will talk to you over there. You will not get ignored. I promise. So, just so you know. Just got to let you know. So please come over here and support me and support Tommy and everybody else that's over here. I'm really passionate about this because you guys know I had a pill addiction. I've been sober now for 10 years, and I wrote my goodbye letter and all that stuff, and I shared it with everybody. But there's so much more to be had over here than just that, and I want everybody to know that. And we're kind of going by this motto right here: never quit quitting. Don't ever give up. And if you come over here, if you get knocked down, we're gonna help pick you up. That's just what's going to happen. And and everybody I point you to is positive. So this is a positive venue, guys. Just want to let you guys know that. Okay? We hate the hate, not the hater. And that's what we do. I've always done that here on my channel, and same over here, same at Mark Pires, same everywhere I point you guys. So yeah. But I am going to go ahead and get off here, guys, so please come over here and check this out. I'll probably put a community post, so ring the bell, and you'll get a notification, or just pop over to Tommy's channel right now and go subscribe, click that bell, and check it out. At least give us a chance. Just come over and watch and give us a chance to see what you think. That's all I'm asking. That's it. That's all I'm asking. So, anyway. Yeah, right at you, brother. Yeah, exactly, Tommy. So, I am going to get off here, guys. So, God bless. Hope to see you guys here in a few. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.